The
Yeah.
majority of women, I feel like, are stuck in either a state where they're irritable or they're depressed or
Yeah.
they're uncomfortable or they're just unhappy. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
And the worst sort of iteration of that is the women who truly are starting to experience like brain deficits, right? They
Yeah.
have brain fog, they have low levels of dementia, they're forgetting things, they can't perform at work,
Yeah.
you know? So for these women who are just kind of swimming, they're struggling and they're swimming,
Yeah.
how do we reconcile this message of hope where, hey, the brain can actually be, something more powerful and used to your advantage in this next phase of life?
Yeah.
How do we get them over there, when they're kind of like sitting in the depths,
Yeah.
just feeling
Yeah.
like a different person?
And I really wanna honor that I'm not trying to smooth
Right.
over
Right, right, right.
that phase because 'cause I've been in that phase.
Yes,
I
for
shared in the
sure.
book. But here's a couple of things. I call this the brain remodel
Mhm.
project. I think if we label it like a project, like, understand if you've remodeled any part of your house, there's dust and there's confusion and the timelines seem ambiguous and they always go longer. So understand your brain is remodeling itself for the better. So that gives a lot of compassion there. Second thing, and something I think we really need to bring forward in the hormone conversation,
Mhm.
is you're not just losing a few sex hormones.
Right.
When you actually look at estrogen, specifically estradiol, she stimulated over like 12 neurochemicals. Ones we depend on: dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, GABA, glutamate, oxytocin, BDNF.
So many.
So many. She's like the diva. So, like, when she's
Main
in
character energy for sure.
yeah, when she's like, "Peace out,
Mhm.
I'm going away," all of those neurochemicals are vulnerable. But what we haven't really brought forward that I really want women to understand is everything you do every single moment of your day is providing a neurochemical reaction in your body. So let's use dopamine as an example.
Okay.
Dopamine loves novelty. So if you go rushing into your 40s and you're like, same routine, same thing, dress the same, work out the same, drive the same, everything's same, 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 you might hit a point where you're like, I'm bored with this
Mm.
life because, or I'm depressed because nothing's bringing you the juice anymore because estrogen brought dopamine in. And now she's going, dopamine's going down, but the environment's not dopamine stimulating. So, how do we bring novelty into our lives? That could look like rearranging your living room.
Hmm.
Like, rearrange the furniture in your living room and see how you feel. That might look like you start going to a different supermarket. You might do a different workout. I've been thinking a lot about this weightlifting, like, stress we're putting on women. Like, if
Right.
you don't lift weights, you're gonna
Right.
get Alzheimer's.
Right.
Well, what if I go into a gym? I hate it in there. I'm lifting weights because I was told I was supposed to lift weights. Cortisol's going up, up, up. In the 1 hour I'm in the gym, I'm not getting natural light. I could take that same hour, go hiking or go walking or go somewhere with a friend. I'm getting oxytocin from the connection to the friend. I'm outside in and getting site. We have receptor sites in our eyes for serotonin. I'm getting take your sunglasses off, let light turn make your receptor sites turn that into serotonin. Maybe you start storytelling in a walk, and so you're making your brain make acetylcholine. These neurotransmitters we can bring back through something as
Wow.
simple as changing our lifestyle. If you weren't meant you're not meant to stay the same. You're not meant to have the same identity. So guess what? Change up your lifestyle and dopamine and all those neurochemicals will come back.
So is it part of aging just complacency?
Oh, yes.
Just like
Oh, yeah.
accepting the status
Oh,
quo,
yeah.
not being willing to take a risk, not being willing to make a change,
Yeah.
not being willing to try something new or kind of being a prisoner to fear or
Yeah.
to some of these things. Is that just a part of aging?
I think it's a beautiful way to look at this. It is complacency. Like, the worst thing you could do is keep doing the same
Over and over again.
over and over and over again. And if you look at, like, the generations that were ahead of us, that's kinda what they do.
Yeah.
My parents are 89 and
Yeah, they kinda get
86.
set in their
Yeah.
ways, right? We eat dinner, we watch a show, end of the night, we go to
The
bed, we wake back up.
worst thing
It's
you
like
could do.
and I think that's is that why retirement, I think, is the worst construct ever invented by mankind?
The stimulation to your brain goes way down in retirement. Whereas if you're using your brain in creative ways at work or you're interacting with other people and now you're at home, the statistics on
They're
retirement,
terrible.
they're terrible. Like, and your aging starts to accelerate. So, yeah, exactly. The complacency, the same is going to keep us depressed. And anxiety, I believe, is you're fearful about the future. And so you're fearful about the future because you haven't created anything to be excited about in your future. So I want to like start looking at this as we need to have a neurochemical view of the lifestyle that we create after 40 because our whole neurochemical system changed. So what are we doing with our lifestyle to adapt to that change?
What else would you tell women, and we can probably include men too, like if you really want to age like a girl, in addition to finding new opportunities, new experiences that trigger dopamine,
Yeah.
right? That's the science of this. What else do we need to be thinking about if we are willing to accept the fact that we need to remodel our brains?
Yeah. Well, just so we are clear, the brain's going to remodel itself anyways.
Even if
So
we don't participate.
yeah, even if we don't participate.
Yeah.
So I just don't wanna create another
Right.
have to for women.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
your brain's going there.
Yeah.
So, there's another concept I put in the book.
I want to stop for
Yeah,
a second. The have to. I think that's a really important point,
yeah,
right? Because
thank
I
you.
hear that from a ton of women,
Yeah.
like, I don't have energy for this.
No.
It feels overwhelming. These are some of the words, like to get the diet right, to get the fitness right. Now to your point, you're right. Like, okay, now we have to remodel our brains too. Like, where's that on the
Right.
list?
Yeah.
So yes, please tell
Yes.
us like what is naturally, easily something women should start to be thinking about as they hit 40 and maybe then as they hit 50.
Yeah. So, and yeah, this is such a big point. I love we're in alignment on this because the worst thing we can do as I hate this term, but as health influencers
Mhm.
is create another long
Another thing
list.
to do.
Another thing to do. So, this is about coming back to you and starting to take parts of you back that were taken away from you. So, there's nothing to do other than if you are noticing you're depressed, you're anxious, you're not sleeping, understand that there are little micro things you can do in your lifestyle every day that don't cost money, that are fun to do. Like, wouldn't you rather go walking with a friend than go to the gym? Put a rucking vest on if you want the added weight, then go to the gym and hire a trainer so that you can do what you were told to do on Instagram.
Mhm.
Like, let's start to look at this through a neurochemical lens. Okay, but to answer your question at 40, I want to create a good checklist for women.
Yes,
So the
absolutely.
first thing I think we need to talk about is that the brain becomes less able to use glucose. So this means that our food matters more once we go into this process than it ever did. If you are on ultra processed foods that are high glycemic, high glucose, and all the bad fats, your brain doesn't know how to use that glucose as well at 45 as it did at 35.
Mm.
So the brain fog can really be helped by cleaning up your diet. Let's get natural foods. Let's get protein. If you're vegan, great. Just make sure you're getting enough protein. Let's just eat real food. That it's in the book. I have something called the primal menopausal diet,
Mm.
where it's really back to what did the hunter and gatherer women do at this point? And it's easy. It's not counting anything. It's looking at quality of food. Second thing I think we need to do is really bring back this idea that there's another fuel source for the brain, and it's called a ketone.
Yes.
And I know I'm like a fasting zealot,
Right.
but I have
Might have
watched
heard that about you.
yeah, like I know, and I've watched too many women
Yeah.
succeed at fasting to not and I've seen the science. You can't prove me you can't change my opinion on this.
Okay, so fasting for women as they hit 40 and 50 is a part of aging like a girl.
Yeah, but let me explain a
Okay.
modified fasting because again, I don't want to create another have to. I want to give an opportunity
Okay.
to a brain that might be ailing. So, my version of getting a ketone doesn't mean you restrict carbs. So that's the first thing. I'm like, eat a clean diet. If carbs are great, protein's great, vegetables are great. Let's just eat good quality
And I
food.
think most people, when they hear ketone, they hear keto.
Yes.
And when they hear keto, they think keto
Yes.
diet, which is really bringing those carbohydrates down significantly.
That's right.
And that's where I've seen women struggle
But yes,
terribly when they do that. So that's not what we're talking about
I'm
here.
not talking I'm not asking women to restrict carbs.